Memories of the past, roots and tradition. Memories are cast in an Appalachian reunion. A taste of heritage, screen porch suppers, tales tall as a mountain ridge as we go deeper in the holler.
Welcome back to the Appalachian Tale podcast. I'm Jimmy Proffitt, your host, and let's continue that conversation I had with my good friend Danielle Parton, and let's shine in everything we do. But you just recently retired.
I did. I skipped that, didn't I?
Yeah.
And this past September, I retired after 20 years in the Air National Guard.
That's amazing.
I know. From a Hooter girl to a lieutenant colonel.
I'd seen something about it coming up, and then I was sitting there on the couch and I got a notification. I'm like, oh, so I just walked right in. I watched.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
It was awesome. It was amazing.
Good.
Yeah, it was really,
I'm the only retirement I've ever seen where somebody took their clothes off.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Nobody got naked.
No.
But I wasn't sure they weren't. My friend Nick, I've been making fun of his cat shirts. He wears these great cat graphics.
Yeah.
And so he took his jacket off to present me with his cat shirt. And I didn't get nervous till he started taking his pants off. But he had a matching shorts and top underneath of cats.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was really cool though. That was touching.
That was a good party, and I was glad I didn't have to get up and go anywhere the next morning.
Really?
I was moving kind of slow, and there were some folks that stayed out much later than they should have and had to be at work at 7 o'clock the next morning. I know one of them I poured in an Uber about 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's too funny.
I was like, it sucks to be them.
But before you retired, you did something else. You did something else.
Oh yeah, I started a distillery.
You do?
I have a distillery. I forget all the stuff that I do.
There's a lot. There's a lot there to remember.
Let me get this dog up here. I'm sorry, Pepe.
So tell me about your distillery. How did this happen?
Okay. Well, I always tell everybody I make really bad decisions because I think all my ideas are good. I was actually driving to report to my first set of simulators.
Well, I was going to say, first of all, everything you've talked about, you were successful at. So my God, what did you screw up with these bad ideas? We can get into that.
I don't talk about my failures. I divorced them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm familiar with a few of your failures then.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on. Yeah. So you started.
I always tell everybody I've been successful at everything I've ever tried except for marriage. And if I ever want another husband, I'll borrow somebody else's so I can send him back and not fail at it.
There you go.
That's a joke. I don't want anybody's husband. So I was driving to North Carolina because American and U.S. Airways merged, purchase. I don't care who you ask what it's called. We're one now.
Right.
And I was awarded the Airbus as the 321 series, which includes the 19, 20, and 21. I'll be the first to tell you, I did not enjoy flying the Airbus. Has nothing to do with what you asked me. I just don't like that airplane. I always tell everybody I could do everything perfect.
Mm-hmm.
99 times out of 100, and that 100 times something would just not work. And nobody knows what the hell it is. So I called it getting bussed. So I got bussed every now and then. I'd get a sideways landing or something. I'm like, well, shit, I don't know what it was. Sorry. Do we need to do paperwork? No, we're fine. And if any pilot ever tells you they've never had a bad landing, they are lying. That's like if somebody that makes liquor ever tells you they didn't make something that tasted like crap, they are lying.
Yeah.
Or cook or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Liars.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was driving to my...
You can't have success without failures.
No. No, they are stumbling blocks. They are lessons. I was driving to Charlotte to report to my first Sims, and I was passing the 407 exit, which is our exit off of I-40 into Sevierville and Pigeon Forge. And I saw a sign for Old Smoky. Well, I went to high school with Joe Baker. We graduated in the same class. Joe is one of the founders of Old Smoky. And I thought, man, what a good idea. To tell you the truth, I really thought he outperformed himself. I was like, I didn't know Joe had it in him. Good for him. He has a successful business. He's done great.
Yeah.
I'm going to give all the credit to his wife. It's got to be her success. Anyway, I was thinking, what a great idea. I was like, somebody should make my family's recipe. Because it's almost like being a Native American. Or as we're Indian up here. We're Indians.
Yeah.
everybody's an Indian. They all got Native American blood, which is not true. None of us do.
Right.
We have some black in us, but we don't have. And I know that for a fact. That's my DNA. I ain't got no red in me. And nobody else does either. And I mean, that's just a normal common legend.
Right.
When
Right.
they gave away free land, when they did the resettlements, all of a sudden everybody had to claim it. Well, once you claimed it to the federal government, you can't unclaim it because then you're committing fraud
Right.
and breaking a law. So they just kept on to the legend. So everybody believes it. Nobody's wrong for claiming that. It's just not accurate in 99% of the cases.
Yeah.
And so I was driving by, I saw the billboard. I thought, what a great idea. Somebody should make my family's recipe because, like, it's like being a native up here, that heritage. We all have a moonshiner.
Right.
Oh, we did this for Al Capone. No, we didn't. We had drunks. And they may have sold a little to supplement an income.
Would you call them moonshiners or bootleggers or what? Is there a
Just don't call them
difference?
drunks.
Okay.
I mean, I guess a moonshiner makes it, a bootlegger would sell it.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense.
They
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
career paths cross in there
Yeah.
somewhere. And but we did not have a big operation. I don't know why the hell we thought we had a recipe. They couldn't read and write.
Oh, this is true.
My Papa Parton could not read and write a single word.
Yeah.
And so, but that day I started working on the trademarking process of it. That's just a side effect of having grown up.
Were you surprised
with
that nobody
doctors.
had yet? Did you think, what if I get in there and somebody's already?
Well, you can look it up.
Okay.
You can look up what trademarks are out there and what status they're in. And so I looked it up. I knew it was available. I was awarded, I trademarked Parton's Moonshine. Because somebody had convinced me the whole thing you got going for you is your last name. Da 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 da. And I hated that name to begin with for that brand. And I was awarded the trademark, and then PSI International, I think I don't know if they're still that. Basically, Bacardi, if I'm not mistaken, owns Patron Tequila,
Mhm.
which is started by Jean Paul de Horia of Paul Mitchell Hair Care. He
Okay.
also owns Patron Tequila. They challenged me for the use of that trademark. And I can assure you, their pockets are much deeper than mine. But I am stubborn as hell, and I was like, I'll go broke fighting this. So about $150,000 later, I agreed to not make tequila. And I still wasn't happy, even though I had use of that trademark.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to use it because I thought, if I don't have enough to create a brand on my own
Right.
without my last name, I don't even want to do it. I mean, Dolly had.
Didn't you at one time try to go without change your last
did.
name
I did when I was in college.
so
I
you
sure
could
did.
shake it for a
Well,
bit?
I had to.
And
People drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, of course Dolly was, massively huge at the time. And she was normal here. We were
Right.
all used to her.
Right.
And so when I went to college in Nashville, everybody's trying to get in the music business. I couldn't have my telephone number listed. It had always been listed here. And people would be like, can you help me get a record deal? Can you help me do this? I mean, it drove me insane.
Yeah.
And it's not ever been that I wasn't proud of her or our family, or as proud as it could be about some of our folks. But it was just more or less pure self-protection,
Sure.
just trying to get through the day and trying to be my own person. I mean,
Right.
we all deserve to be who we are.
Right.
The good, the bad, the ugly, and
Well, I mean,
everything
it
in
could have been the
between.
opposite way around. What if it was Al Capone you were related to, and
Yeah.
you'd be trying to shake that?
I flew with a guy at American Airlines. His last name was Berkowitz. I was like, are you related to Son of Sam? Because he's from New York.
Yeah.
And he never answered me. I'm pretty sure he is. He was a great guy. I loved him
Yeah.
too. But he never would tell me. He's got to be. Why wouldn't he have owned up to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
How many Berkowitz are there in the world? Anyway,
Yeah.
so I literally got use of that trademark. I agreed to not make tequila or a tequila-like product, which was not a hard sell. I could have agreed to this for $10.
Right.
Because I don't like tequila, and I won't make anything or put my name on anything I don't like. There'll never be a banana anything in my entire repertoire. If you ever see my name stuck on something with a banana, it's fake.
I'm right there with you. I can't eat bananas.
Oh, it's gross.
I actually kind of like the flavor, but I'm allergic to bananas, apparently.
Yeah, I've never liked them, ever. But it's got to be a genetic thing, because half of us Parton kids will eat them, and the other half will not come within
Yeah.
a 10-foot radius. I don't allow them in my house, period.
Anything with actual banana in it touches my tongue. It
Mhm.
starts burning all the way down, and it's like
Yeah.
my insides are on fire.
No, we can't have that.
Nope. So
So I was literally driving down the road, and I thought, well, if I'm not Parton's Moonshine, who am I?
mhm.
What can I do I got to come up with something. Literally driving down the road, the word Shine Girl popped in my head. I was like, ooh, I think that's got something to it. Spun my car around, went home, searched Shine Girl, bought the URL, started the trademark process, and I did that. But now, if you see, I actually have all my trademarks on here. I own everything on here. Shine Girl is trademark.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle Parton Moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever see Parton and Moonshine and my name ain't in front of it, let me know, because they have violated my trademark. I own Parton and Moonshine.
Gotcha.
Nobody else can put that name on Moonshine. They've tried.
Yeah.
And I've had to interject. And then I own this one. This was my tagline, Shine in All You Do. And so a lot of different organizations, like my shirts with just the Shine Girl and Shine in All You Do.
Yeah.
Without the moonshine part, because kids can use it and stuff. But I truly believe that. I'm like, if you're going to take the time to do something, do it right.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Shine
and
it. Yeah.
protect yourself.
You have to protect yourself.
The moment somebody sees somebody else's good idea, they're going to try and jump on that.
Oh, they absolutely have tried to jump on that. There have been other people try to use the Parton name and benefit from that. And I'm like, yeah, it's not going to work.
I promise you, I'll only use Barton.
Well, I figure those of us that have grown up and had to deal with the negative side of being related to Parton, we ought to be able to use our name.
Right.
And Dolly would never, ever try to prevent us from using our own name. You're allowed to use your own name, but you can't use her success for your business. And people try to get me to change stuff all the time. They're like, you need to do this to bring in more business. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because that's relying on her. And Lord knows I can cause a big enough stink all on my own. I don't need to do too much. I can't keep up with what I do now. So that's what I did. I came up with that name. And if I'm not mistaken, from the time I got the idea to make a line, and I always wanted to be legal. I've never been an illegal distiller. I don't make stuff in the woods.
Yeah.
So from the time I had the idea, I think it took me 9 years to get open to the public. It was a lot of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And ironically enough, and this is just how it goes in my life, when I get to the point that I'm like, it's just not going to happen, I'm tired of working on it, I don't even care anymore, that's when it happens. And I'm about there now with the move. Anybody make me a good offer right now, I'm so exhausted with moving this distillery. I'll be like, here, take it, have it, get it out of my hair. So I know it's going to be a success, because I'm so frustrated with it.
I remember sitting here at this table. I'd come by and you said, hey, don't tell anybody. This is just between us. And then you got some out, and we tried it. And I'm like, well, who am I going to tell?
I got some over there.
Now I have a podcast I can tell the world.
I got some over there, some of my research and development.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Sitting.
Yeah.
That's what I call everything I've ever made, is research and development, R&D.
Yeah.
And so I bought a house up here at the time, up on Pearl Valley. So I thought, I'm going to be up here because this is where the distillery needs to be, blah, blah, blah. My main residence is in Davidson County in Nashville. And in late 2020, December 27th, that house burned, slapped to the ground in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I was in it. Me, 4 dogs, 2 cats, and a man got out in under 2 minutes. The only one that's fully dressed was the man. I still don't know how I'm like, did you get a shower? Because I wasn't dressed. I didn't have on socks. I didn't have on a bra. I had on exactly what I was sleeping in. We were in the middle of that ice storm.
Yeah.
And I remember standing outside watching it, and like water rolling into my shoes. And he goes, I thought about getting your good boots. I'd had my desert Gore-Tex boots that I deployed with. They were waterproof, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I thought about picking them up. I'm like, you know what? Let's not talk about it now.
Yeah.
He has since passed from brain cancer, and I'm going to give that as evidence he had it then. He must have had a tumor to go, you bet she wants them waterproof boots? I'm just going to leave them sitting here. But yeah, so my house burned to the ground, and I thought, well, this is a sign. This is not going to work. I've given it my best shot.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like a failure, even if something doesn't work right. So I'm like, all right, I've definitely learned something I can use next.
Right.
And I'm like, it's just not going to work. I'm not going to have a distillery. And literally like 10 days later, I owned a distillery. And so,
because somebody had said something about, hey, I've got this building, or I've got.
Well, it was a distillery. It had failed. And honestly, where I'm at now is arguably the worst location in Sevier County for a public business that is going to have to rely off of tourism.
Yeah.
And that that was just a side note. I was like, I can make it. I can get started.
Right. Right.
I always wanted to move. I knew that was a terrible location, and but it was a failed distillery. And honestly, I learned more by taking over a failed distillery that already had permits by
Mhm.
having to get it in compliance than if I'd started from scratch.
Because you would have not known exactly the things that needed to be in compliance until you
Yes,
found
and
out you
thank
weren't.
God
Yeah, so at least you had that to
it
build
was in
on.
the middle of COVID and nobody was coming to inspect. And I literally, the fact that I would call up the TTB, which is like, I always tell everybody, explaining the TTB, it's tobacco taxes, something other. It's the alcohol. It's kind of like, everybody knows the ATF.
Right.
This is
Right.
alcohol. This is how they tax our alcohol, our compliance. They control the federal code of regulations and all the stuff that goes with that, the permits. And I literally would call them and I'm like, listen, I just took this place over. Can you tell me what I need to do? And they weren't going out to inspect. And they're like, absolutely. And I literally sat down and did like 3 years worth of monthly reports and excise tax filings. Because even
Everything
if it's
you've done, you have
zeros,
done
I have to do it.
research upon research upon
Mhm.
research upon. I mean,
And one of these, that whole thing, people learn by hard knocks.
Yeah.
I definitely learned by hard knocks, but I can assure the universe I could learn by a soft touch too. It ain't all got to be so damn hard. Come on, just a little kiss on the cheek, maybe just.
so as the they would say on the Waltons, the recipe, where'd the recipe come from?
So the recipe with that, I always tell everybody what it is. My stuff is made from corn. It is just a basic corn
But I mean, it
liquor.
ties back into your family. So where did you start? What was your base?
It actually don't.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it to be, but I literally, there is no, a lot of people always think of moonshine as having a corn base.
Uh-huh.
Like the song Rocky Top.
Right.
Corn don't grow in a jar.
Right.
And corn's just easy to make and it's cheap. So I ferment with that.
And it grows well here.
It grows well here, but I don't grow it. I don't have a farm.
Right.
I buy it already ready to go. And so all of my flavors that I have now have the same base liquor. They're all proofed the exact same. They all have the exact same sweetness. It always tickles me to death when people are tasting. They're like, "Whoo, that's sweet!" Like one versus the other.
Yeah.
They all have the exact same amount of sweetener in it. The only thing that's after the fact is how they're flavored or colored.
Yeah.
So they're all exactly the same. And I always tell everybody, I've heard my relatives go, "I know where this recipe came from." I said another. I'm like, "No, you don't."
But the lineage itself of making moonshine goes back to
It does.
granddaddies on both sides.
On both sides, that's true. On Wiley Nolan Road, my papa, Lee Parton, and the Parton family lived 2 doors down, or just a quarter mile up the holler from where my great-grandparents, Edith and Wiley Nolan, lived. And Wiley was a part-time deputy for his brother, who was the sheriff.
Yeah.
Ray Nolan. And so he would sometimes shut down stills. And
Yeah,
then he
Ray Nolan
sometimes had to move his still.
that was sort of his
Yeah.
fame around here, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Papa had his own still. He made his own liquor and stuff. I don't know if he drank it as much. I think he probably did more selling, but I know my
Yeah.
Papa Lee drank plenty.
Yeah.
And but they both made them, and neither one got shut down. So I'm wondering if there might have been some insider information going on there.
I do remember in one of Dolly's books
Mhm.
that she wrote the story about your grandma Abby Lee
Mhm.
said, "Run and get the slop bucket. Your daddy's been a
Well,
drinking."
yeah, they
And they
a lot of
knew
the men in our family can't
they would
drink
seem
liquor, they get sick.
weaving down the driveway,
Well, I'm a beer drinker.
whether he was walking or
Yeah.
riding or driving, whenever he's
I'm a beer drinker. I don't drink liquor much either. Like
Yeah.
I will have a drink
yeah.
and I'm done because I don't want that hit. It just doesn't do right for me. But I also been around a bunch of men all my life, and I've always drank beer, so that's just
Yeah.
become my preference for my personal drink.
Yeah.
I know that's probably not great for my brand, but there's probably a reason I didn't build a brewery instead of a distillery.
Well, and that may be the reason the previous distillery didn't do as well.
That's possible.
Maybe they were a little too close to the the brand.
They might have done some of
Sheriff
that.
Nolan was famous for breaking up stills.
He was.
And you've got some
I've got
pictures,
some
I know,
pictures of him. He shut down
showing the
big
stills on the lawn of the
Yeah.
courthouse. Like he's going to make a statement about this.
He sure did.
And you told me a story one time about he went into his brother's house looking because I guess people had said it's closer than you think. You better go check it out. So what happened when?
Is that when Mama threatened to hit him with the?
Well,
they did go.
Where did they hide it in the house? Where did she hide some of the evidence, as it were?
Which one?
There was one you told me about in the pantry.
Oh,
so all of her canned goods were there.
Yes, she did. They had already bottled it, I think, and so she had a line where she kept like her canned goods, and of course we all put it in
jars.
mason jars, just like
yeah.
canning. So she had hid all the liquor behind their food that they had canned and had it prepared, and so he was in there searching, and all he found was green beans and apple butter, I guess. But now she was
so hide it in plain sight. That's
I find that to be a very effective technique.
Yeah.
For my own life. It's like I love that. Have you ever watched that movie Argo? When they got the I love how here's like, nope, only way to get them out of here is to walk them right through Tehran's airport.
Yeah.
And that is usually the best way, is right down the center. Nobody's looking that close.
Yeah.
But now there was one famous, infamous, I don't know how famous it is, from Edith and Wiley. Edith was over 6 feet tall. She was very tall.
Really?
A woman in those days.
Yeah.
And I am nowhere near that. I'm 5'5" if I stretch. I think I'm shrinking as I get older. And she was pregnant. I don't know which baby she was pregnant with, and they were moving a still because they were coming to check, and Papa wanted her to push on or lift something. She said, I can't do that. I'm pregnant. And he threatened to hit her, and she picked up a piece of wood. She said, you ever lay a finger on me, I'll bash your brains out. And he never offered again. She would have done it too. I don't know why. I'm surprised people in my family are crazy, but she was a character. She was laying in bed one night, that little house. I don't guess you ever saw the original house they lived in there. It's not there anymore.
Oh, okay. No, probably not.
And a snake came down from the ceiling.
Ugh.
Now, if this don't sound like Doris, she reached under the bed, laying in bed, and picked up a hammer. Why is a hammer under the bed? And he killed the snake, knocked that snake down.
Just in case a snake drops down from the ceiling in the middle of the night.
I told my mother, well, I had a hammer here by the bed. Why is your hammer by the bed? Mine's in my tool bag.
Yeah. What? And the last place I would have been is still laying there in that bed.
No kidding. I've been looking like one of the lizards walking on water, getting out of there.
I remember one time we were up there at that house that Mary Beth's grandmother's, and then you rented it for a while. And it was in the middle of winter.
I loved that house.
And she wanted to go up into the shed out in the back because she knew there were some quilts up there, but she wanted to wait till winter. So if there were any snakes, they wouldn't be moving.
I've been living in them darn quilts for 40 years.
And so we went up there, and somebody else was with us, and we don't need to name who that was. And she goes in first, I'm in next, and then there's somebody behind me. And she goes to pick something, and we hear something move. And we both turn around to exit that shed, which had like 3 or 4 steps down out of the building anyway. And when we turned around, the other person was already back down to the house looking back at us before we got down the stairs.
That house,
No, I don't remember. I think she did get the quilts out of there eventually.
I pulled up one day. This is no lie. Remember how crazy that driveway was? Like you had to pull up and then back up.
And dark as pitch at night. You couldn't see a thing up there.
Nothing.
I mean, nothing.
I pulled up one day, and there was this copperhead had to be 6 feet or longer. He was that big around. He was huge. And I was like, now, excuse me, Mr. Copperhead, if you would just kindly slither on out of the way, I'm going to go up this driveway. And he just sat there and looked at me like I don't feel like moving. I ran over him with my car. I drove over him and backed up. Didn't affect him none. He slithered right off. I was like, I dreamed for days he was coming back to eat me.
Yeah.
And then we had spiders, those big wolf spiders. They were like this big around, and they would eat lizards. And they were so big, I wouldn't kill them and step on them because I couldn't handle the crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just all over me. And I was like, I'm afraid if I kill them like that they're going to tell their friends and then they're going to come carry
Yeah.
me off. And then I moved Marvin up there. I remember my Marvin,
Yes.
my
Would go down
orange.
under the blankets and sleep all
He
the
was a
time.
good baby
He
boy.
was.
A big old fat orange and white cat. He was the best cat. Um, how old did I have him? 17 years? Long
Yeah,
time.
long time.
I had him a long time. And
I remember him out in the mansion on the highway too.
Mansion on the Highway, Lordy, that's a whole nother show right there.
That was another life.
It was, thank God. It's over.
I remember you trying to burn that place down by leaving candles lit when you went off to work, came back and thought,
Can't burn it.
this place is still here.
I got a funny story. I'll tell you this in a minute about that place. You'll probably remember some of this. But anyways, I was going to take Marvin in the house, and then I was going to come back, get his litter box, and it was pitch dark. And I never locked anything. Criminals are lazy. They ain't going that far back to steal something.
Yeah.
When I got out, I had that cat in my arms. And he was a big old boy. He's 15, 20 pounds. And something growled at us. We were way too close for it. I don't know if it was a bobcat or bear or coyote.
Mm.
It was a growl I had never heard up close before. And I just very calmly got in the house, closed the door, and explained to Marvin if he needed to go to the bathroom, he's just going to have to pick his favorite spot, and I'll deal with it later. I ain't going back out there till the sun is up. And I did not. And I was like, oh, my God, I never knew what that was. It was.
Yeah. And back then we didn't have cell phones with flashlights on them.
Oh, no.
I mean,
well, I did
see
not want to shine a light on
thing out there.
nothing. It was pitch black. I loved living up there, though.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Oh, it was quiet. It was great.
It was, yeah, you don't know quiet till you're in a place like that.
Yeah. So the mansion on the highway, me and Dad were driving down the road a couple of years ago. Remember those, you probably saw it there, those old Coca-Cola banks, change banks that were about this tall?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had saved a bunch of change in it. And I don't know what he'd done. He was being an asshole to me about something. And I thought, well, I'm leaving. I'm going to move to Nashville. And I made my decision that quick.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough money to go to Nashville. So I loaded the cat in the car. And I thought, take that change bank. That was so heavy. I like the blue and over getting that in the car.
That's why he left it there.
Yes,
pick up.
I'm sure. Well, we were driving down the road a few years ago, and he goes, he said, "Do you remember those things?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I hadn't." He thought he had two. You know how your memory changes. I only remember one. Had there been two, I would have taken two.
Yeah.
But I remember I took it to Mike Cassie's house and counted it out, and that's how I paid my deposit on my first apartment after college. And he goes, there had to be $500 in there. I said, it's more like $388. Because I remember counting that change out.
Yeah.
I got $388, and that's what I went and paid my apartment with and turned on my utilities.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I did steal that. I earned that. I didn't steal it. I earned every bit of that. I should have sent you some of it.
So what does it mean for you, first of all, to name it Shine Girl, and for it to be a woman-owned business, a veteran-owned business? Speak about that a little bit. What does that mean for you? What was important about that for you?
Well, it was important for me, I guess. I guess it's kind of a backwards answer because I don't think about it that often. I think it means
you find inspiration and then you justify it.
I guess. I think it means more to me that it means something for other people.
Okay.
I am stunned on a regular basis how many people come in and bring their daughters in because they want their girls to see you can go do whatever it is you want to do. Just because you've only ever seen a man do it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Yeah.
And because as a pilot, we're right around 5% worldwide for commercial professional pilots. And to be perfectly honest, I'm the only all-female, I'm the only owner run and operate a distillery that I know of. I'm not saying there's not another one.
Right.
I don't know one.
That you're aware
There's definitely not any here that I know of.
Right.
There have been others, but currently that is way less than 5%. So I'm not saying there's not another one. I just don't know who they are. And it's interesting too, because we all want to think we're more progressed than
Mhm.
we are, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
That sexism still is not out there. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. I have people all the time that just can't comprehend that I did all that. I'm like, listen, if that toilet's broke, I'm fixing it.
Yeah.
I did all of this. I funded it. I didn't have an investor. I didn't have a loan. I did all of this out of pocket.
Which is
on
probably
my own.
another mystery that you're always having to bust is that people think Dolly
Yeah.
gave you the money to open up your own distillery, but she
No.
has
Nothing.
I mean, she almost doesn't even have an opinion about it. For you, she does.
Yeah.
But as a business, she stays away from that, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, she absolutely does.
But she's always
She's
been
very proud of me.
right. She's
and
always been
she'll-
one of your biggest supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she's there for you if you need
Mhm.
her.
Absolutely. But
But
no, I did all of that on my own. And people are like, well, who's your master distiller? I'm like,
yeah.
who's your accountant? Plumber.
Who's HR? Who's the front staff?
Yeah, I do have a manager now.
Yeah.
My first cousin, Shonda,
I was going to say
works
that-
for
I
me.
think it's
She
one of your
does a
best-
great job.
Yeah.
And I always call her my heavy because, especially since I've been on the TV shows and I have some kind
Right.
of
Yeah. I want to talk
public
about that a little bit, too.
recognition, it's a double-edged sword because I can't go in there and just start raising hell and canning people, or I don't want to.
Right.
You know, I'm not. If you have a business and you have employees, you're eventually going to have to terminate somebody.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it goes. But having a public persona, it gets turned into something way more than it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I ain't afraid to do it if I have to. I don't want to do it. I don't look for conflict, but I'm not going to let anybody tear apart.
But you've
my
also
work.
not been able to be here 24/7.
Yes.
So you've got her to help run that
Mhm.
business in your absence when
Yeah, and then
because
the
you're
last
still doing other
I fly full
things.
time. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. I fly full time for the largest airline in the world. Yeah,
We can edit things out if
Yeah,
we need to. We'll beep you.
I'm not allowed to.
That's going to be the one thing you said that
Yeah.
beep.
Yeah, the one thing I did that I wasn't a cuss word that gets beat. I don't have permission. I've never asked the airline, so in no way do they endorse me.
Sure.
Blah blah blah.
Sure.
And they may not like having a pilot talk about their alcohol business, but I do not drink and fly. I take all of that extremely serious.
Right.
I don't even take Tylenol the day of a flight. I don't think people realize how strict our requirements are.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, that's because they've made movies about people not following.
oh yeah, yeah, they
I
have.
remember a Denzel Washington movie.
So
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm not saying that there hasn't been
Right. Right.
bad decisions
Right.
made, but you cannot fly that airplane upside
Yeah,
down. It does
yeah.
not work that way.
It would have made us fun of movies.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I've watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but it ain't accurate. But it's like
Yeah.
anything, you know, if a movie is made about something you do, you're like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing movies where people try to do a Southern accent.
Yeah.
And I don't like watching aviation movies because I'm just like, I want to squish the
Yeah.
juice out of my eyeballs. I'm like, that ain't right.
Yeah. I know I've seen movies where things were shot in a location pretending to be something
Mhm.
else. And I'm like, that's not what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. That is not what that looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I still do that. And
Yeah.
but I've kind of all of my stuff, even though I've done a million different varied things, I'm able to apply the same practices and overlap them. I
Well,
very much am
That's what I was
a
going to
checklist
ask. So
person.
what have you learned about yourself through all of these lives and all of these careers and all of these chapters, I guess?
The one thing that I know that I do differently, anybody can do anything that I've done if you're willing to work for it. I think most people quit when it gets hard.
Yeah.
And it does get hard. I specialize in playing the long game. I would venture to say probably high 90% of people take the closer gratification.
hmm
I can take a $5 raise now and I can see the benefit of that.
Right. Right.
But I'm like,
There are
I will
times in
wait.
your life when you have to do that.
I will
you know,
wait
but
2 years and take a $20 raise.
Yeah.
It's that's how my brain works.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of that from my Dolly. She's been, especially in the last few years, we've gotten really close because we can share a lot of business and stuff that we've
Sure.
done. She's like, she goes, you do whatever you want to. She goes, there's been times I've had to take the money. You know, the money
Right.
is
That's what I'm
better
saying.
if I took
Sometimes
it.
you have to do that $5 because in that
Absolutely.
moment that's the most important thing. You got to weigh those
Absolutely.
out. Yeah.
She goes, there's times when I have done it. She said, I will always take less money for more ownership. And I have ended up going down that road more often than not.
Yeah.
And I've turned down large amounts of money to partner with me because I was going to have to give up so much control over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, as long as my name's going to be on it, I'm going to have the final say so of it. I am that much Bobby Parton.
I remember her telling a story, and of course in the media it may have gotten totally changed from the actual story, but that Elvis wanted to record a song, and when she found out that his manager said,
Tom Parton,
that he would own it, she said,
he
no.
wanted to record "I Will Always Love You," and it had already been a number one hit.
Yeah.
Once or twice at that point.
Yeah.
That's been a number one hit several times for different people, but she goes, I can't give you the
At
publishing
the last
on
minute,
that.
she said no.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
goes, I
when she
can't
found
give
that
you. It's
out.
a proven song. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That was tough. I
And that
can't
could
imagine how hard that was.
And
at the
that
time.
could have been the $20 right then, or it
Yeah.
could have been the $5. But
Or
it's
just you got
definitely
your emotional payoff. Can you
Yes.
imagine getting
Yes.
Elvis to sing your song?
right.
And but
So many people would have
yeah,
done anything for that
absolutely.
opportunity.
Well, it's
And
like I've
she
had
was,
so many people.
but she knew the long game, and she knew she
Yeah.
would have more opportunities, and so that's what you apply to what you're
Yeah,
doing too.
and it's with everything that I've done, everything comes with a cost. You can't half-ass put time into logging hours, or you're never going to get there to be a pilot.
Yeah.
To get where I'm at, you might get a rating, but you have to log the experience to be able to fly the way that I fly, and for the amount of money I make doing it, which is fantastic. I think everybody should go into aviation.
Yeah.
It's such a good job. I've been in.
I really thought about it. One time I have an uncle that was a pilot, and then he was a trainer.
Yeah.
He actually trained John Travolta
Oh, that's awesome.
and his wife to fly. Yeah. So
I work about 12 days a month now.
Yeah.
With the airline, and I make fantastic money.
Yeah.
Doing it, and I'm not a captain. I'm not in charge of anything.
What
This is my first
what was your
officer
rank when you
salute.
retired from
Lieutenant
National-
Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we
Now, does that transition over
No.
doesn't in any way into the private sector? That's
No,
all
and
straight.
here's
strictly-
something most people probably don't realize. To work for a carrier, they're 121 carriers, so American, United, Delta, FedEx, UPS, any of
Mhm.
these names you would recognize.
Mhm.
Anybody you can buy a ticket on. Can't buy tickets on FedEx or UPS, but it's the same thing.
But in the U.S. mail, you used to be able to mail kids.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? I
In the
just go pack mine
1800s,
off and
You
send
could
them.
you
Yeah,
could mail your child out to their aunts for the summer.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Anyway, that's a side note.
Can you imagine that mail carrier?
No.
Who is this brat? But I hold what's called an ATP, an airline transport pilot, and that is what you have to have that rating to be able to be a captain on a 121 carrier. So every pilot at one of these has the qualifications to be a captain.
Mhm.
And even, the captain is assigned the airplane and is the ultimate responsibility. But like the way I fly, there's 3 or more pilots at any time.
Mhm.
So if the captain's asleep, one of us is assigned the pilot and command responsibilities. So there are times that we all
Yeah.
are that captain per se, in charge of that stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
Anything goes wrong, I wake his ass up. I'm like, he's making way more money than me. Go get him up. He can make his decision. But so that we all have that. But you have to work for it and you have to put the time into it. As an adult, I have worked more holidays than I have celebrated.
Yeah.
Probably 3 to 1.
Wow.
I've worked Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I mean, all of them. I've done all of them.
Yeah.
And I never complained about it because I knew that every day was another day of seniority. Eventually I'd have my choice how I wanted to do it.
Mhm.
And it just worked.
Yeah.
You can open Christmas presents any day of the week. And who wants to work? I could care less about being off for my birthday. I did my birthday. I worked on purpose this year for my birthday. So
Uh-huh.
I turned 50 in Paris
Oh, that's
this
amazing.
year. It was,
Yeah.
it was great. And
So I wanted to ask you, when you do fly like that, how much do you get to experience where you, even whether it was military or private,
quite
like
big.
you get to
Yeah.
actually explore the area or experience
So
some of it? So it's not all work.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I only work to go play.
Okay.
And so we land, like I say, for that trip, we landed in Paris about 8 o'clock in the morning, and took me a little nap. Then I have like usually 24, 26 hours to myself
hmm
before we go back to work to fly home. But I went out and I had hot chocolate and crepes, and I forget. I never can say those. I barely speak English, much less French or anything else. Luckily, everybody speaks English. Um, it's one of the ones that Julia Child made, the beef blah 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 blah.
Oh, beef bourguignon.
Yeah, see, I can't say that. So I had that and chocolate and escargot. Love escargot. I know a lot of
I've
people
had
can't.
escargot too. I love it.
I love it. And it's the garlic butter. And I got on
Yep.
that bread. I ate so much I couldn't stand myself.
I had garlic butter everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like, it's delicious. And drank some wine since it's just.
I had my escargot in New York. So.
Oh, it's better in France. You need to go to Paris. Actually, this month I have 3 trips at the end of the month, and I'm going.
Well, friends, that's it for today. Thank you for listening to the Appalachian Tale podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy Proffitt. This podcast is recorded in Greenhouse Studio right here in my backyard and produced and edited by me with a little help and a lot of encouragement from my husband, Mick. You might know him as Mick on the Porch. If you've enjoyed today's episode, like, rate, and comment, and share it with someone who appreciates a good story, good food, and a little bit of Appalachia. I'll talk at you later. Y'all be safe, and let me know you got home okay.